excited to be joined by CCMA Award-nominated independent artist Paige Penney. Paige, how's it going?
So good. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, happy to have you. And it's an exciting week for you because you're releasing a brand new single on August 8th, which is Carhartt to Heart. How do you feel about that? That's a brand new song hitting the airwaves this week.
I am so excited. I couldn't be more excited. I wrote this song with some of my best buds, and we wrote it back in February, so I've just been itching to put this song out. So I can't believe that it comes out tomorrow. Crazy.
Absolutely. So maybe tell me a little bit more about the track. So I had the chance to listen to it. Great beat, catchy, on-point lyrics. It really showcases your voice, which I love. And the song, it really painted a picture in my mind when I listened to it, and a brilliant tie-in to Carhartt and the brand, which, speaks to blue collar and hard work.
Yeah.
But the song itself, it also speaks to young love and time spent away, but coming back together. So maybe tell me a little bit more about the song.
Yeah, so this song was pretty easy to write because I am based in Nashville, but I go back and forth to Canada. But in Nashville and Tennessee, there's a lot of guys who wear Carhartt. And I've heard a bunch of my friends back home say that there's a lot of boys in Newfoundland and all over really wearing Carhartt, but in Tennessee, I think every second guy that I'm just walking is wearing Carhartt. It's actually crazy. So we went into the room and wrote this song titled Carhartt to Heart, and I really drew inspiration from my childhood, funny enough. So I grew up in St. John's, Newfoundland, and my grandparents, they owned a service garage next door to their house, and my grandfather's a mechanic, my uncle's a mechanic, whole family business thing. So they would wear Carhartt all the time because it's a working man's, that's what you wear to go fix cars is Carhartt. So I grew up watching them wearing Carhartt, going to work, and it was so funny. I'd go to supper at my grandma's all the time, and 6 p.m. sharp every day, my grandpa would come into the house looking crazy filthy because he's a mechanic. So the grease was everywhere, the overalls, all the things, blue collar to the max. But a line she would say all the time is, "Don't come in with your work boots on." And I thought that was so cute because there were some days where she'd let it slide and he would come in with his work boots on just because she loves him so much. And they have the cutest love story. So I actually took that line and put it in Carhartt to Heart. And the line is, "You can come in with your work boots on, wrap me up in your Tennessee arms." And I thought that was just really cute and just a little shout out to their love story and bring it into my own life. And yeah, so Carhartt to Heart really started back when I was a child.
The evolution of Carhartt and how it's kind of transformed, but it still has that meaning. So it's cool to have you put it into a song. So did you have to get Carhartt to sign off on that, or how does that work as a songwriter?
I know that was a question when we wrote this song. We were sitting in the room. We were like, "Do we have to get approval for this?" But no, it turns out you can write a song about anything and anyone. If you were bashing Carhartt, you might get a cease and desist order. But that's true. But it's only good things we're talking about. Yeah. If anything, I would love to collaborate with them at some point. So Carhartt, if you're listening, let's team up, be friends, the whole thing.
And to hop onto that, SWOMP magazine, we're on the podcast right here. Hey, if you want to help with us as well, we could do a combined collaboration here.
I gotta say, it's good clothing. I'm wearing a jacket right now, and it's my guilty pleasure. I thought it was just menswear, but now I'm kind of into it.
You know what? We're talking before we started here today about the room that we do our interviews in, and I was going to wear my Carhartt toque for this interview, but it's the middle of summer. It's not really the time to be wearing that in a small little recording studio. So, yeah. But anyway, I thought about it.
With that Carhartt by now. I've got the ball cap. I got the work boots, the jacket. I'm just sponsor me at this point, guys.
Yeah, we're going to be tagging. We're going to be tagging them, absolutely. But no, you mentioned too that you work with some of your pals, some of your buddies on this song as well. Maybe go into a little bit more detail about that of who helped put this song together.
Yeah, so it's produced by Matt McCartney, who's with Friends, and we actually put out Southern Draw, which was my latest single, and that was a co-release with Matt and his artist project with Friends. So we put that song out together, had a lot of success, and we ended up just collaborating nonstop. We worked together at least once a week, just always writing, recording. So he's producer on this song and a writer on it. He's super talented. He's from Toronto, but is based in Nashville now. And then I actually co-wrote it with my dad as well. My dad is a songwriter, and that was really fun because he obviously, this is his parents-in-law I'm talking about, who own the service garage. So he had that visual as well and understood what I was talking about. And we also wrote it with our friend Michael August, who he's not Canadian. He's from Jersey, but we met him in Nashville. And he's just one of my favorite people in Nashville. Such an incredible songwriter and mentor to me. And the four of us in the room is really fun together. I like to say the four of us are a really good writing team because there's a lot of different perspectives. I'm 20, Matt's 30, Michael is 40, and my dad's going to be 50. So you get really all ages involved and different perspectives, and it kind of just appeals to a bunch of different audiences because of all the different perspectives when we were writing the song. So it's a really cool fun fact about it.
No, absolutely. And you mentioned you're from St. John's, Newfoundland, moved to Nashville when you were 18. Tell me a little bit about that. That's a big move for just turning 18 at such a young age. How did that come together? Is that something that you were I'm assuming you were planning for it for a little bit, but to make that jump right away when you turn 18, that's a big move.
Yeah, I always knew Nashville was somewhere I wanted to go ever since I recorded my debut EP. When I was 14, I did an Indiegogo campaign, raised funds to record my debut EP, recorded it in the same studio where Taylor Swift recorded her first record, Dark Horse Recording, here in Nashville. And that was an incredible experience. But from that trip on, I was also writing that trip, and I really got to see what Nashville is, and I just saw, whoa, people wake up here, write songs every day, and then play the songs that they wrote. I want to do that. So that was on my vision board for all my childhood. Just want to move to Nashville. So when I graduated high school, I packed up my car and drove from St. John's, Newfoundland to Nashville, which is a 48-hour drive, if you're wondering.
Wow.
We definitely did not do it straight. My family and I, they came with me. We hopped in the car, and we got to see all of East Coast Canada, all of East Coast of America, which was super cool. But yeah, put the guitar in the trunk, and way to go. We made it.
What an amazing story. So Carhartt to Heart. This is your second release, as you mentioned, and this is going to be on your highly anticipated sophomore EP, which is due out later this year. So what can you tell me about that overall project?
Yeah, I'm super excited about this project. I think I really got to find my voice and my sound this year, and what music I want to put out and what style I like to write, which is very exciting. So like I said, I've been in the studio. I've been writing 5 days a week in the studio, at least once a week, all the time. So I'm very excited to share what I've been working on. I have a few songs coming out again with Matt McCartney, who's super talented. He's producing them. And I also have a really fun collaboration coming up. I got to work with Gordy Sampson this year, and East Coast legend, Canadian legend, overall just legend. But we got to record a couple songs in January together, and he produced them, and we also got to write one together, and he's just so talented. Working with him, I learned so much, and I mean, to have that little East Coaster over in Nashville is awesome. We look out for each other, the East Coast peeps do, so that's really cool. So a lot of stuff in the works I'm really excited about.
Well, we're looking forward to that. And also this year has been an awesome year for you in terms of recognition. So I'll list some of these off. So you've received multiple accolades this year and then the past couple of years. So 2 Music NL Award nominations, 5 Canadian Folk Award nominations. You won the John Lennon Songwriting Contest, and you won the iHeart Radio Future Star and the Acadia Broadcasting's Breakout Artist Award earlier this year. So, and just this last month, as I mentioned earlier, you were nominated for your first CCMA award. So that's a lot of things going on to check off your list. And that's so what does that mean to you, Paige? I guess to get that amount and that type of recognition.
Yeah, it means so much to me, and I've definitely been working really hard the past couple years, just really honing in on my craft and growing as a writer, growing as an artist, performer, all the things. So to have the recognition is truly just, I'm so grateful for it. And the CCMA nomination that's the latest brand new one that happened a couple weeks ago. I found out, and I was in the bathroom curling my hair, looking in the mirror, like actually doing content for Carhartt. And I just had my phone out and on Instagram. Nobody called me or anything. I just found out through Instagram, and I saw my name, and I dropped the curling iron on the floor. I could have caused a fire. I'm not even gonna lie. But just started screaming and freaked out. But I'm so grateful, and it's so cool, and just been a dream of mine forever. So the fact that it's happening is just amazing.
Do you look at it more as a feather in your cap, so to speak, or do you really take that more as motivation to keep creating and keep growing and keep going with your career?
Yeah, I mean, just something like that just is the recognition, shows hey, you're doing something right, keep going, keep making the stuff you're doing. I mean, I believe there's just always room to grow all the time, so I'm just trying to be as best as I can every day, write as much as I can, perform as much as I can. But to be recognized for these amazing awards is just hey, you're doing something right, keep going, girl.
100%. So you mentioned, your sophomore EP is coming out later this year. Can we expect some live dates to kind of coincide with that?
Yes, I am currently working on that right now. I'm definitely going to come home to East Coast Canada, because I was saying this earlier to my friends, the East Coasters, they're just a different kind of audience. There's no other show like being back home East. People are insane in the best way. So I'm definitely going to play home soon. Some
of the artists that you have, performed with and opened for in your career to this point is quite the list. And one of the people that jumps out to me is Alanis Morissette, another Canadian legend. We've been talking all about these legends. But what was that like opening up for Alanis, who we're, hoping to see next month at speaking of the East Coast, SWOMP Festival in Prince Edward Island?
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so she is just a force. She is extremely talented, and I'm just a fan to begin with. So when I got the call to open up for her at Churchill Park Music Festival, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, because I'm just such a fan. So for me to actually play the festival, they had to get her team's approval to make sure I was an artist that aligns with her and that she liked. And so I was like, fingers crossed, I hope she likes me. Right. But I got word back that yeah, she likes your stuff, you can open. And I was like, oh my God, that's just for you to like my stuff is one thing. So I go to the festival, I play the show, and it was so much fun. Great crowd. It was so great. Band was awesome. And then after, she went on, and I just watched her from backstage. It was so cool. And then I was like, oh, I really want to meet her. And I saw her manager called out to me. He was like, hey, you want to meet her? And I was like, yeah. So I went back there to her trailer and got to meet her. And the first thing she said to me was like, I love your artistry. And I was like, what the heck? How do you even know who I am? And so she listened to my songs and said she loved my artistry and keep going and that I'm crushing it. So that was crazy, and I will always remember that. But what an inspiration. Talk about a female Canadian icon who has just paved the way for artists like me. So very, very cool experience for sure. That's amazing.
A CCMA award nomination is one thing, but getting a face-to-face shout out from Alanis Morissette, hey, that's really cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I hope we meet again someday soon. I know she's traveling the world right now, so I'd love to see her again, because what a show she puts off. Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely. Well, Paige Penney, thank you so much for taking time with us today. August 8th, your brand new single, Carhartt to Heart, is going to be everywhere you can stream, so definitely stay tuned to Paige Penney, with an EY at the end.com for all the details. So, Paige, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun.